tell me, why do you think virginity, like, why do you think the connotation of virginity exists? Like, what do you think is frowned upon to, like, not fuck people? To be like, oh, you're a virgin.
I think people just want the plus of saying they have a virgin. Like, oh, I'm your first. So when they can't be your first, people are mad about it.
Yeah, right. That is true.
That's how I would look at it.
That's true. I bet you. Yeah, I bet that's probably important.
Because everyone brags about taking someone's virginity.
That's so weird.
So when you don't have, when someone isn't a virgin, it's just like, oh, you're just a regular person. You're not special.
What's the fucking point of bragging that you took someone's virginity away? Like, I'm trying to think, what does that get you? Like what? In what?
I think that's just how society was back then.
Yeah. Okay. Like,
but we're
maybe
changing.
I guess that you maybe made, like, if you're talking about a woman that you, like, made her a woman. Yeah, I could see that, but that's just I never understood that. I mean, look, yeah, virginity is one of those weird things that, like, it's looked down upon. Like, you can't really be a virgin. Like, people say, oh, you're a virgin. That's so weird. But, you know, the way I see it and the way I've always, and it kind of goes with, like, my mindset in a lot of things. I'm kind of stubborn in the things that I want and don't want to do. And I kind of don't give a fuck if, like, what I want to do or don't want to do is, like, frowned upon. Or, like, I'm not scared to, like, voice my opinions on certain things. Because it's, like, it's almost to a weird way. I truly don't care. Like, I never have that feeling of, like group thinking. Like, oh, you have to belong. You have, if everybody thinks like this, so you have to think like that. It's kind of interesting. But, like, yeah, it's weird. You, as a guy, you cannot say that you're a virgin. Like, for example, look, I'm a virgin. I don't really talk about it because it's almost one of those things where, like, because whenever people talk about, like, oh, I was fucking this girl last night, and then I just be like, yeah, that's crazy, bro. And I always make sure I never lie about it, but I give them the impression that I'm like that I feel them. It's like, yo, I was fucking her, bro, and it was like, you know, that shit was so tight, it was crazy. I was like, yo, yeah.
I wish I was still a virgin. I feel like once you lose your virginity, it's just like a whole new world has opened up.
Okay, explain that to me. I'm glad you said that because I was thinking about this because I was talking to this girl and she told me that, like, like, you change as a person when you fuck somebody, and I just do not understand that concept whatsoever. So please explain that to me.
I don't know. Like, when I lost my virginity, now I understood, like, what sex was and what it meant to have sex, and it's just I wanted more.
Interesting. Really?
And that's how it is when you lose your virginity.
Really? So you just want more. Okay, so is it okay, is it like a thing of, like, some sort of, is it just the feeling of the physical thing, or is it more of, like, that super intimate connection?
I think it's the physical thing.
It's more the physical thing. Like, it's just something about your body that's like, yeah, I need more of this. I mean, sex, obviously, All right. Well, you said, okay, this is an open episode. So, like, how did that happen? I don't want to know the process. But what's the gender at least? I would like to know.
Which is virginity?
So both. So you've done it. You've lost both, I guess. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like
I have I'm just thinking about both stories. I know. They're crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, if you want to talk about them, it's fine. But I'm not really, that's not really where I was heading with it. I was just gonna bring up the fact that it's like, wait. So, yes, interesting, because it's like when you say you lose as a guy. Let's say if you're a guy that likes guys, you can lose it two ways, right?
Right.
So there's, like, when you're.
It's called top and bottom.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I didn't know if that was the right term or not, but yeah, like the top or bottom, you can lose both of those things. Have you done both of those?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, this is the thing, right? Like, the fact that because it's not just you, it's been a lot of people that just simply tell me, yo, when you fuck somebody, you're like, you don't want to stop doing it, and you change, and you're a different person. I'm just like. And if there's any reason for me to want to fuck somebody, it's to see what the fuck they're talking about. Because to me, it just doesn't make sense. I'm just like, what do you mean just change as a person?
I think to a certain extent, it changes you and everything.
Weird. How?
It's kind of like, if everyone's eating pineapples and you never ate a pineapple before, and everyone
Yeah.
talks about how good it is, but
Yeah.
you're like, I'll just eat
Yeah,
a
yeah,
pineapple
okay.
when I encounter it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you try a pineapple and you're like,
Oh,
I
shit,
fucking love
that pineapple's
pineapples.
really good.
You're going to start craving
Interesting.
pineapples
Okay.
when it's not there. That's how I think of it. Like I
okay.
start
Yeah.
having cravings for sex. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, it's
Interesting.
been a while. Like I want to have
Yeah,
sex.
yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, I can understand that.
Now some people are just using that as an excuse because they're sex addicts.
Right. Obviously, it's like, oh, I'm just craving, pineapples, when in reality they don't. That's a good analogy, the pineapple thing. But still, it's just like, to me, I don't know.
That's why I would
Yeah.
like to be a virgin again, so I wouldn't understand.
Well, well, thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you.
Like
Somebody
they say,
appreciates it.
Ignorance is bliss.
Right. Okay.
Not knowing can feel good.
Yeah, I mean that's such. Yeah, I mean I can never understand it. And you know what it is? Actually, I've been thinking about that, even though I haven't had it. To me, I can understand it from a biological standpoint when you're talking about like science and shit and just evolution. The fact that maybe the reason is so. I think I don't know. I'm making this shit up, but I might be right. I think the reason it feels so good or you want to do it is because they like as. Do you believe in evolution? Interesting.
I'm not against it. I'm just an open-minded person.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I do
I'm
think
just saying.
we evolved.
Yeah,
But
whatever. What I'm trying to
Right.
say is that because whatever. What I'm trying to say is that like the way we are, because we have to reproduce to
Right.
survive. So I think there's something in us, in our biology, that somehow it became so that when you fuck somebody, it feels like the best thing you've ever experienced, so you can reproduce. Because if like
Right.
fucking was just like drinking water,
Right.
there'll be no kids. Because
I believe with.
yeah.
I may be wrong, but I believe with cats, they have spikes on their penises. So it's actually
Okay.
painful for them. So like certain animals
Okay.
just like that. It may not be a cat.
Interesting.
Don't
Yeah,
judge
yeah,
me.
yeah.
But
No,
I
no,
know
no,
there
it's-
is an
listen,
animal that like it's painful for them to have
Right.
sex.
Well, I've been making shit up this whole podcast, so I'm not about to judge you for saying. I mean, it sounds right. I'm sure there's animals who like, yeah, it's probably
Right.
interesting. So
but it's
then-
not like that for us. Sex
No.
is pleasure.
right. Yeah. Wait, okay, but what do you mean you change as a person? You still didn't answer that. Like, okay, but all I'm hearing is that you do it and you want to do more.
That's why I said it to a certain extent. I wouldn't say it made me a man or I really changed. When I had sex the first time, I was still in the closet. So I couldn't even tell anybody.
Right.
I couldn't even share it with anybody. I
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
and only I knew.
Yeah.
And so I just kept it to myself. So I don't really think it changed me like
Right.
that. But it changed my mindset on sex. Like I wanted more of it.
Okay, now I understand, I guess, from how you're describing it. Now I understand the thing about because I was talking to this girl and she told me it's like when you have like once you've had sex, you kind of give off an aura that you've had sex, because I guess is what you're saying, you really want it, so you're gonna give up that energy. You know what I mean? That's what it is for. I think that's what it is for me. It's like when I'm in that kind of situation, it's just it's just like unknown. So I don't know what the fuck. And then the way people hype it up and the way people talk about it, it's just like I overthink a lot. So that just gets into my head, and I just become it's a scramble. It's scrambled up there. But I guess after you've had it, it's almost like oh, I just want to have it again, and then the person wants to have it again, and it's just normal.
And
But
once you have it, you're like, now you want sex from people. When you
Right.
meet people, you want sex.
Yeah, right.
Versus someone like you, if you meet someone, it's not like you're trying to get sex out of them.
No. Yeah.
So it's like you can tell, sometimes you can tell the difference between people who had sex and didn't have sex.
Right.
The people who did have sex
It's like I'm trying
are
to
more
fuck, I'm
likely
trying
to have
fuck.
objective.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you're right. And yeah, I mean that just I'm a little bit of a contrarian, so every time like people talk about sex, I'm like, probably ain't even that good.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Like people who's like when like everybody's hyping up something and then
Right.
the one
That's
contrarian
me.
is like, this shit ain't even that good. I think that's what's happening in my head, where like everybody is like talking about it as this amazing thing. I'm just like, "Psst, whatever. I don't fucking
I'm not
need it, bro."
huge. I'm not crazy about sex. Like I'm one of those people. I actually rather be celibate for a period of time, like I am now.
Okay.
I've been celibate since
Purposefully?
yeah.
Okay.
Purposely.
Listen, I don't know. Some people
Yes.
just doesn't. Well, obviously it would be purposely, because you just said I'm the kind of person. Listen,